Shantae C checking in with a brand spanking new tea and things, and it's super bright in here. But I'm chilling with my homegirl.
Nia, what's up? It's another Wednesday. We're here back in the building. For sure. We're going to get into some of the celebrity tea tonight, guys, and some things for sure. But first, we're going to start out with shouting out our sponsor here, Lucky Coin. If you have a small business you want to grow, hit us up and we'll get you in touch. For sure. Get to the bag.
Yes, that's TNThings, THANGZ @gmail.com.
All right. Get to the bag. Lucky Coin. Get lucky.
Yes. So what we got going on today, friend?
All right. Well, first, let me just tell y'all, shout out to my boy Usher.
Yes.
He will be having bobblehead night
Yep.
at the Braves,
Yep.
June 18th.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be there to get me an Usher bobblehead.
Oh, so come
for sure. But you know what? The Braves always do. I mean, they do a few celebrities, but they always do like a Usher night or a Luda night, and those nights are always really fun and really sold out because those guys do so much
in the
community, and people really come out to support them. So I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And I'll be in the building.
I will tell you though, they always show a lot of love to like the Atlanta artists. So I love that for the Braves.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
You would think, it's baseball, whatever, but
they really show a lot of love to all the Atlanta artists, and I love that.
Yeah, they really, really do. So love that. Usher, we'll be out to get our bobblehead.
I'm gonna have to see how I can make that.
Come by our section.
Exactly. You know where to find us at the Chop House, baby.
We'll have a cocktail waiting for you.
Yeah, child. We have fun.
All right, and then moving on, Lord, it's a mess.
What?
The Diddy stuff is a mess. But, so, Cameron.
Oh, Lord. What Cameron
No. He not, no, that's my fam, y'all. He not mixed in the Diddy shit.
I'm like, oh, no.
But he interviewed the Punisher.
Okay.
On his show, Talking with Flea. What a great interview, matter of fact. I mean, I was like, look at Cam. He done did all his research. He hitting them with the questions, okay? But it was shocking to me. I mean, it is a must-see. Great interview. But the guy, he said, the Punisher, and that was one of the male escorts.
Oh, my word.
That they would hire. He said he did not go to the house. He went to
the event.
Really high-end hotel rooms.
Oh.
Where it was just Cassie and Diddy. And I mean, he said some crazy things that Diddy would be wrapped up in like a mask. like a Muslim. What do you call?
I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, you only see in the eyes. And pacing back and forth. And I mean, it was a bunch of craziness. He was talking, but one of the things he was mentioning is that, Cassie always did the reaching out to him, and Cassie kind of always paid him, and it was their session. Why did he watch? It was crazy. I was like, wow. So I gotta go back and watch this again.
So I guess the thing is that, so can we fairly say that maybe Cassie wasn't always the victim?
So I don't know, because I don't know. Because I mean, and there's a lot of controversy about that, like, but then she wasn't always, maybe not, but what about all the other people? I don't know. I will say that, I've never been drugged up and so in love and sex slaved and all of this. So I can't say, I mean, that's what she claims she was. So I don't know, how far you would go in that state of mind. But The guy said that he felt like sometimes, I mean,
It was on her.
it was on her. She didn't seem drugged or anything like that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that, so to even stay with him for that as long as she did, there had to have been some type of something. It could not have always just been about the money. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, were you kind of into it, and then he just took it too far, and then you were like, okay, now I'm being sex trafficked. I mean, what the hell?
I don't know.
I
I
mean, I'm
don't
not
know.
blaming her for anything, for sure. I'm not. So
The whole
don't
thing
come
is a
for
mess.
me. I'm just saying.
The whole thing is a mess, and ugh, it's a mess.
Well, shit.
The trial is ugly.
Listen, if you guys want to comment with any questions or concerns, or you just want to say something, make sure you click on the video so that you come into the chat and leave your comments.
That part.
Because I see some people on here, but you ain't clicked into the actual video, y'all. Y'all got to click into the video if you want to leave a comment, because I know this shit is burning up in your mind thinking about what Cassie could have been doing. She paying the male escort and don't look drugged. So I'm just trying to see.
Yeah, and the guy said that he thought that he said things escalated. And this is what he's saying. So we don't know if there's any truth
to
this. I mean, everything he said on Talking with Flea, which is Cameron's show, he did say on trial under oath. So we don't know, you know what I mean? But he said, originally he thought, he was going to just, dance at a party or whatever and be a male escort and whatever. And he thought he was going to make $200.
$200?
Well, because he thought he was just going to go dance. And I was like, dang, I didn't realize things were that cheap back in the day. But his rate, he would get between $1,200 and $2,000. And I'm just like,
girl, he's selling his soul for the devil, baby.
And he also said that there was many times he did not wear a condom. So I was like, wow.
So it was only him and Cassie, and Diddy was just watching,
pacing back and forth, naked. He would be naked. This according to the guy, y'all. But he would have the veil thing on, with just the eyes showing, and be naked from the neck down.
I cannot, Diddy. I cannot. I cannot.
And I don't mean to laugh because it's terrible.
God. Moving on.
Yeah, let's just move past.
Move past that.
So, and this is a hot mess too. So, the Remy Ma and Pampoo's and the Clarissa thing has been a mess. And, I like Remy Ma.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I've always liked her. Yeah. I love her music. I love her style.
Yeah.
Everything. I haven't really followed much of the whole hot mess with their marriage and all this mess that's been going on and all the fighting back and forth.
Okay.
But a couple of things about Clarissa. And
who the hell is Clarissa?
That's who he's dating now.
Oh.
Pampoo's. Right. And she is a professional boxer. And I have watched her box. And she is a phenomenal boxer.
Oh, so Remy Ma might not want to step up.
Well,
is that what you say?
I find it shocking. So a couple of things. It's been a lot of stuff online, a lot of controversy.
Okay.
With the whole situation. But as a professional boxer, she's constantly saying, I'll beat any woman in the ring, which great, promote yourself. Get in the ring, girl, do what you do. But she also be calling out people on the streets. And from my understanding, I don't know, women boxing is different, but your hands is like a lethal weapon.
Well, the thing is like, you can never get too cocky to think that can't nobody whoop that ass. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, boxer or not.
So now, hot mess moving on, Clarissa. She is now started calling out light-skinned women. and say they think they're so cute. But she sit high and they sit low. And so the
So
internet has
let me
been
ask you
blowing up
this: is
about
she dark
that.
skinned? Is she?
I think she's a pretty brown
She
lady.
like my complexion? Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's beautiful. I don't know. Remy been posting pictures of her without the weave and
Oh,
busted down. And some pictures look better than others. But
Remy.
I think that, I mean, but
That is
I'm
so shady.
I'm just like, I just feel like, I mean, she goes on the internet and go off. And she ain't shy and she ain't scared. But maybe a couple of light skinned ladies, or one or two or five or something, maybe done something to you. But damn, girl, you calling us all out? What's up? What
You want to
the?
come on the show and talk about it? Just as long as it's like via Zoom, girl, because I can't handle the smoke. Okay, I can't handle the smoke. Oh, you talking about our Miss Dara on here?
Your favorite nurse?
Your favorite nurse. She thinks that she stayed because she wanted to become a famous singer, a superstar, until enough was enough. She saw what was going on and all that she was going through, and it just wasn't cool. So she decided to leave.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I feel
Cassie. Yeah,
like
I mean,
and that's about Cassie, y'all. I feel like when you're wanting that fame and I mean, like, and I agree. I agree with Nurse Dara.
it's just such a shame. I can agree that women feel like that. I just can't agree to it. But I can agree that they are like that, though. They be thirsty as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. She was young too, so maybe she just, I don't know.
Girl, what her
Um,
mom? Her mama standing by her side right now. Where was she when this was happening? Anyway, let me not even go there. But Robin says, what would make her say that?
yeah, I know.
What would make her
I
say
mean,
that?
yeah, Clarissa's just calling out people, and y'all, I'm gonna move on really quick,
Oh
and we
shit,
ain't gonna
because
be
we
able to stay on it.
9:13. Damn.
We ain't gonna be able to stay on it for a long time, but the Cardi B and Offset, and we're gonna go back to it next week. But it's a hot mess, and I like Offset.
Yeah,
Okay,
why he trying to get spousal support? He need to
sir,
have several seats
sir, sit your ass down.
and go sell another album. Thank you.
That part, this woman, and it doesn't matter how much money she has, she's a mother to 3 kids.
Of yours.
Yeah, and it just showed, and the internet's been blowing up about that too. And a lot of people are not for it. And they're saying Offset wanted to do all this cheating, all this stuff, posting his women live, all this, and not got the nerve to need this woman for money.
Yeah, that's a hot ass mess.
We're gonna get back into that next week, y'all.
I have
But
several
that's
seats offset.
but Offset, and I like you, Offset. But I'm gonna need you to sit your ass down
That's a fact,
and
Jack.
go sell another album.
And that's a fact, Jack. Don't be mad because your baby mama did her damn thing and got that paper.
And we're gonna get into, and she got a whole new man, and we're gonna get into that next week. But they a hot mess too. But.
Oh my God. So guys, tonight's topic, juicy as hell. Okay, we might actually be going a little bit over tonight because what we talking about is how in the world do you think that you are supposed to set a standard that you have never even achieved with your mate, right? So what I mean by that, let me break it down a little bit more. So you go on a date, ladies or gentlemen, and you know that the other person is going to pay. You go and you order lobster, steak, crystal.
Well, I don't think anything's wrong with that. That's not
now
a
if you
standard. A standard is if
no
you don't buy me lobster, steak, crystal. Okay.
and you've never had it before, and you're like, I'm doing this because this is my standard. I'm setting the standard.
Okay, there we go.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm with you.
I feel like if you ain't never had it, how do you think that you could just demand that that's your standard? You setting the standard. Hell,
So basically, you're saying I don't date a man if he's not buying me lobster and crystal and
Gucci and
all of that.
Prada and Fendi. Do we rock Fendi still? I don't know.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
I'm like Versace.
Yeah. If yeah, I feel like you shouldn't set high standards and expectations if it's not even
If it ain't even in your realm of things. Or how
right.
can you say, I don't want to date a man that have kids, but you got 3 kids?
I actually know some women like that.
I mean, how does that work? I want you to be a daddy to my 3 kids, but I don't want you to have no kids.
I actually know people that said that.
Or how you gonna be like, my man gotta be a millionaire, but bitch, you work at McDonald's? I'm just trying to figure it out. And I'm not bashing or hating on women, but I just feel like social media has put this idea that like there's no other good men outside of the man that could literally just buy you anything.
Yeah.
She
I
like,
don't
oh.
no, because I don't think that people should set standards, um, that's just ridiculously high if it's not even a part of your DNA. You know what I mean? Like you've never
Right,
lived it, experienced it,
right.
anything I mean, I can see how, you're like, if you're like, well, I, I, I I want a man that has his own place. If you've had your own place, but if you've been shacked up with mama your whole life,
Not
but
with
yeah,
mama.
you want a man. I ain't dating no man that.
Don't have no 5-bedroom house living in Buckhead.
Yeah, no.
I don't even live in Buckhead. I can't even afford to live in Buckhead. And I don't want to afford to live in Buckhead, but I'm still straight.
Yeah, no, yeah, but there's a lot of people out there like that, and social media has definitely made it that. Back to the Cheesecake Factory thing. Remember,
Yeah.
women were saying, I would never date a man that would
Took
take
me
me
to
to
Cheesecake
Cheesecake
Factory.
Factory.
Shit, I
But
went on
yet,
a lot
these
of dates.
women that were saying it,
They eat at Cheesecake Factory all the time
yeah.
with their homegirls.
So you can set standards for higher if that's where you normally go, but somebody that just don't.
Yeah, I just don't get the unrealistic view. And then like so I think it creates so many different crazy situations. So number one, the girl ends up doing stuff like Cassie that she don't want to do because she trying to live a high life. Now you got a nigga rocking around with his face wrapped up naked, looking at you doing it with another dude because you trying to live the high.
Yeah, that's a hot mess.
I'm just trying to see. And then on top of that, the men that are trying to keep this woman happy, right? So from a man's perspective, and of course I can't really say, but I would believe they're breaking their backs trying to provide this type of lifestyle because they don't want to seem like they simple. They don't want to seem like they can't get it. They don't want to feel like less of a man because they can't give this girl a $500 meal every single time they go out. That shit is so crazy to me.
Yeah, well, and it depends. Your standards should depend on like where you're at. Like I would never expect somebody to do. Well, let me roll back. I would expect someone to be able to do a little bit more for me. But believe me, I'll be able to do it for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I,
Well,
but I wouldn't expect to be with somebody that. I mean, I would go out to Chick-fil-A for sure, but I wouldn't expect for
that's not the date of the
our
choice
date to be, Chick-fil-A.
every time.
Yeah, every time. No, 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 no,
Well,
no. I would expect more.
well,
I'm more. you know?
So this is what I could tell you. My expectation is that you treat me like a queen. That doesn't mean monetarily. Whatever you can do financially is whatever you can do financially, because I'm gonna be straight whether you here or not, okay? But I feel like the way that you treat me, do you support me, do you love me, do you lift me up, do you do all the things to make me feel special and happy? Now, does that come with, you paying for an expensive meal every now and again? Yeah, of course. But to me, that ain't the standard. That ain't the gold standard to get my heart. Hell, that's only one part of it. That is, and it's such a minute, such a small piece of the puzzle. Because you could be taking me out, giving me everything, and whooping my ass every night.
Yeah, or
So,
not.
but you met the standard.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
just
don't.
saying.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's people, there's women that's like don't have a car or whatever, and like, oh, I'll only date a man that's gonna buy me a Mercedes. Well, I feel like that standard is high, and you
Yeah,
shouldn't. Whatever somebody do for you is a nice gesture.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do think as a grown person,
Mm-hmm.
you should have standards, but should they be like so crazy when, if you don't have shit to bring to the table, neither? No.
I feel like to set the standard, you need to become the standard.
I'm with that.
So if I
Yeah, for sure.
so if I say I need you to bring blah 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 to the table, I'm willing to bring that same energy.
Yeah. I respect that.
Now, that doesn't mean, so I guess what I'm saying by that is that, so if a woman is going to set an expectation, I feel like that should be exactly what she's willing to bring. Even if she can't do it in that moment, like, okay, I'm setting my standard because these are the things that I want to have. These are the things that I want to achieve. And I want to make sure that in order for me to achieve them, my mate has to match my energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the standard is that because that's what I'm striving for. That's what I'm trying to do. And so maybe sometimes setting a standard can get a little misconstrued from person to person, right?
Hmm.
Because, you know, let's say I say, okay, my standard is that I want a person that's gonna, have multiple businesses, right? I don't have multiple businesses, but I'm working towards it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that's my standard is that, you know what I'm saying? I want a man who's got the mindset to have multiple businesses because that's my mindset. That's where I'm trying to go. That's where I'm trying to get. And if you don't got that same standard, then we ain't going to be evenly yoked anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got some comments over here. This society has become so entrenched in instant gratification from Dante Philpott via Lulu's phone. And then Lulu comes back and says men are starting to make decisions to not date because of that very thing.
Yeah, I've been seeing that more and more and more and more guys talking online and things like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, there was like a whole conversation about this on the radio like a couple of weeks back where a man is like, "You know what? I'm not going to spend more than $100 on the first date. I don't care who you are."
Okay.
Because it's like, okay, I need to make sure before I even go down that road, not to say that I wouldn't do it, not to say that I won't spend it, but what I am saying is, are you worth it? Like, damn, right? That part. Because then they could be in debt trying to do stuff for you, and you ain't even worth the ground you walk on. You ain't even worth the $5 valet parking that took place.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it.
And Robin, I don't have my glasses on yet.
Uh-oh. What? Robin?
Yeah, she's up to. Oh, Robin says, if you've never bought it for yourself, how can you say It's your standard. Yeah, I got that for sure.
Right.
I respect that. Yeah.
Because I could tell you one thing. There's been times where I've like, oh, you know what? I want to try X, Y, and Z on the menu. And then I get it and I don't even like it. I'm like, people love this? And it could be some, so never, true story. I always thought that I was allergic to lobster. And then I took an allergy test and I found out I wasn't. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go eat lobster and crab and all of this other stuff. Because I'm like, everybody says that they love it.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I eat, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even think that I like it. I could not get with the sweet flavored seafood. I don't like it. It ain't my peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, oh no.
Well, I love it.
I'm like, I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it's because I didn't eat it like coming up, like I didn't grow up on it. And so as an adult, like that's not my acquired taste. And I'm
So
like,
I could see a woman out there that never had lobster before
right.
saying, oh, I only want to date a man that is going to shower me with lobster. Well,
Right.
that, you, like, pipe down a little bit, bring it down a notch.
Oh, exactly. So I'm just like, Dante is having a good time commenting from Miss LaShawn's phone. So, anyways, we are getting to our time, but I do have a 5-minute tip or 2-minute, 3-minute tip for us tonight.
All right.
So, it's the summertime.
And it's getting hot.
It's getting hot. It's time to start taking vacations.
I'll be leaving Friday. Give me a tip.
So, regarding plane flights, if you check on Google Flights, you will always see the lowest fare. Like all you have to say is fly from da 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 to da da da. That way it pops up on your phone and you can set alerts on your phone for when the price drops. So that way you don't have to keep checking and checking and checking.
Oh, that's
you can
cool.
just say, I want to set an alert for this flight to go to this place. And then it'll constantly send you, like, you know how you get just like a pop-up reminder on your phone? It'll do the same thing. It'll send a pop-up reminder in your email. It's very cool. I was like, ooh, me likey.
I like it. I like that.
So that is my 5, 2, 3-minute tip for you.
All right. Well, I'll definitely be checking out the Google Flights because I've never done that actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to get the reminders because I'll be,
Busy.
in bed planning trips for next month down the line. So I got a little time to buy the ticket.
Right. And then you're like so busy. So if you like, oh, let me go back and check on it, you just get a reminder, girl.
Bam.
Works even better.
Should just save me some time.
Yes.
And hopefully some money.
That part. So listen, if you guys want to share this puppy, let's make this conversation go viral, people. You can always share it to your page, like, comment, concerns. Hit us up at TNThangs, THANGZ at gmail.com. You can also check the replay out on YouTube or on Spotify. We'll drop the links below. And guys, we will see you next week. Same time, same place. We love you guys. Peace.